2023 Cherry Blossom 10 miler. Make sure you head over to their page. They've got loads of important stuff like pre-race info and that kind of stuff there. This is an example of the pre-race info here. You can register if you haven't already. Make sure you get on that soon rather than later. If not, you might have some charity slots available still. Here we have information on WaveStart, which we will go over. We have maps, we have stroller policies, we have all the good stuff, and also this is on the Professional Road Running Organization circuit, so you're going to see some fast runners out there this year. So heading on over to WaveStart. WaveStart over here we have, and again, very, very important that you head over to the page, the race page, because they have all this info already uploaded for you. They talk about the different corrals like the yellow, red, blue, orange, and green. They want you to be at your corral at 6:45. They say you can get there as late as 7, but that is pretty much a 15-minute window where you have to be in there. 7:18, the elite women are going to start. 7:29, wheelchairs. 7:30, we have elite men. And then 7:32, we have the first wave of amateurs starting. And every 2 to 5 minutes after that, the waves do get released. At 8 a.m., the start line is sealed off, and no starters are allowed to enter the course after that time. Very, very important that you are there on time. Now, if we go to let's go to the staging area maps. You have let's zoom in so you can see. You have your trucks 10 miler check bag area right here. They do that, and then you can head on over to your corral over here. Another important thing to note is the official results are posted right here. We have medals, which is always weird because it's not on the stage, but it's over there. Post-race food is right over here, and this is pretty much going to be your hangout spot after the race is finished right there. Washington Monuments right there. It should be a good day. We have the different corrals that we just mentioned right over here. And this is the start line right through here. Jumbotron's going to be over here. We also have a very, very important piece right here. This is the pre-race water area right here. So if you do need water, they will have that available, or it is labeled that they will have it available right there. Okay. Now that is pretty much a quick breakdown of what's going on race day. Another important thing to note is the course marshal area is going to be right over here. And so now that we've got all the pre-race info, or most of it, out of the way, let's get into the nitty-gritty here. The elevation profile out on this 10-mile course is not very advanced at all. The biggest hills that you have right here, you're going from about 0 to 30 feet, and that is over the course of about a half a mile. We do have a couple spots where it does kick up a little bit, but again, you got to keep in mind these bands are only 10 feet. So you are largely dictated by your own self on this course. I will let you know that right out the bat, the 9.5 miles up, approaching the finish line, you will have a hill, and that is notoriously a difficult spot where athletes do cramp up or kind of slow down and have to walk out here if they've overexerted themselves over the course of the race. You can see here that the first lumpy part of the course is where you are primarily in the city, and then afterwards when you go around the Haynes Point area, it is pretty flat, and this is going to be where you kind of lose your focus and you can let athletes pass you. So digging into the course map right here, we have the start and finish line right through here where that Jumbotron is. We also have the medical center right through here, and then afterwards we have that little celebration area which is right in here. You're just going to go in, or once you finish, you're going to finish through where you started out in those corrals areas, and there'll be options to peel off on either side if you so choose. The first couple of miles when you start out, you will start out and you're going to follow along. We do have a water station right through here, and then you're going to go past this first mile marker where you will hang a right-hand turn and cross over the Memorial Bridge. Just do not do so overly aggressive. There'll still be a lot of people mixed in this area right here, and they will be flying. Very, very common on this course to go super fast for those first 2 miles, and then once athletes start to make their way up that Rock Creek Parkway up to mile 3 right through here, then they start to kind of collapse a little bit, and the rest is kind of just getting in. So if I were you, I would feel the crowd out for those first couple of miles, and I wouldn't be afraid to let some of those people go on that Memorial Bridge right in here, going out and actually coming back. Believe it or not, this is going to be the most mentally stimulating part of the course, and this bottom portion of the course right through here is going to be the part where you will have to focus to set yourself up for success on race day. Okay. Now, once you start to get closer to that mile 3 marker, then it's time to kind of pick the pace up a little bit. This is a mentally tough area right through here. It's stimulating but tough from mile 3 to mile 4. You have 2 turnarounds in not a very long amount of time. So anytime you go around that turnaround, you'll have the opportunity to see who's in front of you and who's in back of you. So I would actively mark out pretty much when you're approaching this first one, who's in front of you and who you think you can realistically catch. And then when you do this second turnaround, again, be watching who's in front of you and who's in back of you. If you have a couple of people that you are targeting that are wearing super bright clothes, that's an easy target out there. Same thing with people behind you. If you have someone that you know can run relatively well that's approaching you from the back, see where they are and see if you are maintaining that distance or if they are actively closing on you at this point right through here in this second turnaround. Now, after you go over here, if you remember when we hit this 4-mile mark, again, this is where a lot of the, the mentally just you're able to kind of just lose your focus a little bit and still be okay. That's where this all ends. So once we across this Independence Ave again, we are going to curl back down and we are going to go down to the meat and potatoes of the course right here. This mile 5, pretty much all the way up until the finish line. So switching over to the last time here at mile 5, you're welcome with a sudden jolt. And then it is a very slight undulation of terrain pretty much until that mile 9.5. So what that means is from this point right here where my cursor is pretty much until my cursor point right there, that is, it's all flat. That's treadmill running right there. That is all mental right here. It's going to be mentally tough. It's not going to feel good. And if you're doing it right, you're going to get at the bottom of this Haines Point and you're going to question if you can finish this race at that pace. But if you are also doing it right and you continuously put on the pressure and not even raise the pace, right, or your effort levels, if you're doing it correctly, then you will be catching people guaranteed. This is notorious for people kind of just mentally checking out and kind of forgetting what they're doing out there, and it's not uncommon to drop 10, 15, and even 20 seconds per mile. So stay mentally sharp throughout this time up here and make sure you are hitting those water stations as you continue through here. Even if it's cold, make sure you are actively going through getting some water, and this is also a perfect time to practice your race day nutrition. I'll be checking in with you before race day, so good luck everybody else, and we will connect again.